The Employee Retention Credit, also known as ERC, I've heard it called ERTC, has been in the news now for close to 3 years. Back in 2020, it was released essentially as a stimulus program for business owners with W-2 employees. But very few people realized that you could actually get this money back in the quarters that you were filing your 941 payroll tax forms. So most people, flash forward a year to even to present day, we're realizing retroactively that yes, even if you got something like other government money, other PPP style loans, you could go back and retroactively get up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. Now, if your head is spinning because you've been hearing about this nonstop on the robocalls, on emails, ads, I just wanted to give you an update and share with you everything you need to know. And if you're still waiting or have not yet got this money, I'll share with you one way you could possibly go and learn more to see if your business indeed is eligible. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. I'm Rich Smith, and one of the money lessons that they never teach you in schools is, number one, how to start a successful business, employ others, number two, and then every once in a while when a government program comes along that can benefit you, the proper way to navigate filling out the forms and dealing with the IRS so that you could get back literally tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars for you and your business. So I'm going to dive into everything you need to know about the Employee Retention Credit, but real quick, drop a like for this video. So just sticking to the basics, what is this? When did it happen and why? The federal government realized when they were shutting everything down and they were making businesses saying you can't do business, that they had to also provide some relief, especially to the business owners who were keeping their employees on the books. So they said, listen, if you were closed or even partially closed, if you were shut down, if you really couldn't do business in the same way, maybe there was some supply chain disruption, well, then at any time during these 6 available quarters, if you could check any of those boxes, then you could be entitled to get back up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. So I do want to mention that real quick to my sole proprietors out there, anybody who pays independent contractors, 1099. This does not apply to you. This applies to the business owner who kept W-2 employees on during the shutdown. Now, I mentioned that there were at least 3 ways to be eligible for this money, and you don't have to check all 3 boxes. For example, if in Q3 of 2020, you were completely shut down, right? The government, your state said, close the doors, don't have people come in. Well, then you could check the box for full or partial shutdown. Let's say you had some sort of partial shutdown, meaning you really couldn't do business in the same way because like the supply chain was all backed up. Well, if that happened in another quarter, you could check that box too. And there is another qualifier known as revenue reduction. And initially they had some rules for 2020 that weren't as generous. It really only gave you about like $5,000 per employee. If you hit those more generous revenue reduction qualifications, along with any of the other 3, honestly, you could then get up to $7,000 for the 3 available quarters in 2021, which of course adds up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. So what kind of money are we talking here? Well, I've been helping business owners learn about this since way before anybody was talking about it. And it really just depends on the size of your business. I've helped like farmers out there get back millions of dollars, optometrists, dentists, restaurants get back hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's even been the local mom and pop shop who just, experimented with, opening up like with their first employee, just one part-time employee. And then of course, like everything shut down, their business shut down, in fact. but they were still able to get back a few $1,000s retroactively, even though their business is unfortunately now shut down. So what I'm saying is you did your part in helping to stimulate the economy and keep people, on the books, giving them money, even when you were shut down. So now it's time for you to not leave this money on the table, but to go get it and literally get a check back in your pocket. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. There is a qualifying questionnaire, like an eligibility questionnaire. You just want to be 100% honest. Don't be like playing around with it. I think there is a test mode where you could play around with it, but you don't want to do that. You just want to, put in the facts and see what it spits out potentially. And then the next step would be uploading the actual payroll forms. The 941Xs that need to be filed are based on the actual filed 941s. And I don't want to lose you with talking about like tax numbers and codes. Just talk to your accountant, talk to your payroll person. If you have a CPA, talk to them. And just tell them you're interested in this and go to them first. And if they have not yet helped you or they're not really comfortable applying for this, again, I'll leave a link down below in the description and you can check it out for yourself. All right, big picture key takeaways for the employee retention credit. I have learned more than I ever thought possible in helping small business owners get back this valuable money. This program is going to be around for at least another year or two, and potentially Congress could extend it, but basically, the way that it works is there were 3 quarters in 2020 and 3 quarters in 2021, 6 quarters total, where you could go back retroactively and get some money for paying your employees during those times, during those 6 quarters. You do have to upload some documents, and there is an analysis that takes place, like a detailed analysis breakdown. And if you paid your employees like a lot of money, then you might get back that maximum of $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you paid your employees, more like a minimum wage, well, you may not get back as much, but really, it just depends on the number of employees, right? Some of the largest ERC credits I've seen come back are for people that employ seasonal workers, part-time workers, and it's not so much having, salaries of hundreds of thousands of dollars. More so, it's just the sheer number of people and the amount that you pay them. Now, if I've gotten you excited about this, I do want to say one thing. The IRS is not known for being fast. In fact, they're taking anywhere from 12, 16, even 18 weeks to start to process these. And from my experience, they tend to get real caught up, they're really humming along, and then just completely slow down again. So you want to get in line for this money. Be prepared to wait. It could be even upwards of 6 months, maybe even upwards of a year, depending on how large your credit is. But then literally that money comes back to you in the form of a check for each quarter. You get to use it. You don't have to use it a certain way. It's not like it's earmarked for this or that. And so we're talking this could be a game changer for many businesses out there. So one more time, I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to learn more. If you do fill in the qualifying questionnaire to determine your eligibility, you'll probably get an email from me directly just saying, hey, do you have any questions? And if so, what are they? And then we could take it from there and see how much money you potentially could get back. Now, my website is full of other resources on the employee retention credit, other valuable tax credits, business, personal finance, so please check it out. Also, if you haven't already, drop a like for this video. It really helps. And if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.